Hi and welcome. My name is Marc Blatstein. I'm the physician who created Physician Presentence Report Service with the goal to prepare you the best I can as you prepare for the pre-sentence interview and future expectations and concerns regarding the Federal Bureau of Prisons, otherwise known as the BOP. With over 30 years of private practice, along with my personal experience in the BOP, I aim to provide you and your family with the information needed as you face this life-altering event. To that end, I've created this series, How to Prepare for Federal Prison. Today's topic, our process, 3 parts: preparation for the pre-sentence interview. Second, getting your message on the record and before the court. Third, developing BOP placement options. So let's get to it. Again, first, second, and so initially you're gonna encounter our attorney-client intake form. It's your history form, just like when you first go to the doctor. And it's going to have, in addition to medical history and mental health care history, medications, COVID. Hopefully you've been vaxxed and boosted. Now, while COVID is not a big item right now in the news, when you go into the Federal Bureau of Prisons, it is a closed system. And so therefore, while the lethality of COVID is not what it was in 2020, in my own opinion, it's not worth taking any chances. So being double vaxxed and boosted is worth the precaution. Getting all this information accurate and comprehensive is very important. And why is that? When in healthcare, it's provided within the Federal Bureau of Prisons, and yes, you can get second opinions, but the Bureau of Prisons is not obligated to follow what a physician recommends when they provide a second opinion. Therefore, having your information or your past medical history fully, accurately presented through the pre-sentence interview and documented into the pre-sentence report is very important. Medical care is provided through care levels 1 through 4, 4 being hospital care, 24/7, 365 nursing. Care level 1 is very healthy, requiring limited care. Care level 2 is most of the people in the population. And care level 3 are those that don't quite make it into 24/7 nursing, but require outpatient care nonetheless. Medications are available through 3 tiers. It's either A, not available, or it's on formulary where it's generic and available. Non-formulary is an in-between phase where they have it, but they're not going to give it to you. It requires a long pre-authorization period of time, and the BOP frowns on giving it to you anyway. There are psychology programs, but there are several caveats. That being is that some of them are security level dependent, others there are too many people qualifying, so they just may not have enough space in them for you. And lastly, there are several programs like the ones I have here, that there's only 2 locations nationwide for each of these prisons. So that it's more important that if you qualify if any of these apply to you, to make sure that they're in your pre-sentence interview and it makes it to your pre-sentence report. Continuing. RDAP, if you qualify and you have a drug crime or its drug is in your pre-sentence interview and pre-sentence report, it can take a year to your sentence. Unicor, these are jobs that are available. Again, we can apply that to your pre-sentence report and potentially make it work for you within the BOP. Security levels, all this stuff applies to BOP or Federal Bureau of Prison Placement. Security levels, management variables, this apply to criminal history, very important, and it's security point scored, public safety factors. And I'm going to give you a chart right now. And the management variables, their security level point, so you can point scored, you can see on the left-hand side for women in red, male in blue, and we'll have a video that goes through this at another point in time. The public safety factors are in the center. Continuing with the public safety, rather, with the pre-sentence interview preparation, continuing PSI. Why is it important? As I said, the probation officer, the court's representative, is going to interview. Then they're going to draft the official pre-sentence report. From that, the judge is going to send you, the BOP is going to imprison you, probation officer then is going to use it during supervised release, if you're lucky enough to go through that. And lastly, it remains on record for life. So continuing with the intake form, biographical questions will include your address, prescription, medications, highest education level achieved. You're going to need to show proof, a copy of whatever diploma you have. If you're currently working, include all the information. Special diet, include if it's a medical, make sure you have that documented. Activities of daily living. Can you brush your teeth, feed yourself, shower, bathe, go to the bathroom? Prison activities of daily living. This is important. If someone has a little bit of mental deficiencies, dementia, are they able to stand still for head counts? Will they be able to know that if they're walking around, if they're not, really shouldn't trespass into another inmate's personal space? It can start fights. If they're walking around and absently butt into someone's line into the food line, not realizing it, not caring, it can wind up in a fight. They need to drop to the floor if an alarm sounds, or if our officers are barking. But they may not do that because they're either disoriented or feel fearful. This can bring disciplinary challenges or actions, loss of privileges, and then worst of all, solitary confinement for all. If someone already has mental disabilities, can exacerbate those problems. Continuing drug use, that needs to be documented. Military service, all this needs to be documented. What branch, types of discharge, what kind of training did you have? If in fact you're a veteran, did you know that there's one prison in the U.S. that has a wing that's specially for veterans where they get to train service guide dogs that are for other veterans that assist them with PTSD. All of your doctor's names and contact information need to be documented and provided. Copies of any medical, psychology, hospital visits, offices. Again, reviewing diploma certifications if you need a relief diet. If your parents are alive or deceased, if he died of a natural death, this needs to be documented, especially if you're going to go into prison for a little bit of a long time. If you're having medications, you need prescriptions. The same goes for prosthetic or medical devices. They need prescriptions also. We're not going to get into getting a message on the record. How's that done? Your attorney, before the pre-sentence interview, needs to introduce himself to the probation officer because they can learn the final dictation date, which is the date by which the official pre-sentence report needs to be officially at least started, if not done. It gives them an opportunity to build rapport with the PO because the PO hopefully was not at trial, has not yet met the prosecutor, so therefore they have not formed an opinion. And a little effort by working with the probation officer can go a long way. These probation officers are very busy, are doing their best. They don't have time. They don't have enough time. And so easing a bit of their workload, they may be grateful for doing that. Plus, it gives your legal team time to define their defense strategy with them without developing placement options. To the legal team, we use the federal BOP's own guidelines, programming, and other material that will support the reasons why the request is being made, and it can include medical records, character reference, etc. This then can go towards increasing the acceptance by the U.S. Attorney, Court, and BOP to accepting the placement request. Should you have any questions, please feel free to share this with those that are in need. If you want to reach out to me, my email, phone number, website, I've been published regarding the pre-sentence report. I hope you found this helpful, and I look forward to meeting you at a future video.